Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some big political news. Donald Trump's recent press conference and Kamala Harris's latest TV interview. We'll be comparing their leadership styles, communication tactics, and much more. Stick around because I'll also share my final thoughts on what all this could mean moving forward. Let's get right into it. So, let's start with Donald Trump's press conference. Trump took the opportunity to criticize Kamala Harris right before her visit to Arizona to address the border crisis. He didn't hold back, essentially calling out the Biden administration for failing to handle the border issues properly, contrasting it with how he tackled the problem during his presidency. Now, whether you agree or not, you have to admit Trump knows how to make a point loud and clear. What's interesting is how he zeroed in on Harris's handling of the border crisis, almost as if to underline the stark difference between their leadership styles. Next up, we have Kamala Harris's solo interview, where she discussed various economic issues. She used terms like holistically to explain federal planning and the housing crisis. Sounds pretty technical, right? Well, critics certainly thought so. But here's the thing. Despite these efforts to talk policy, Harris's interview didn't exactly win over the critics. In fact, Judge Jeanine and other commentators expressed frustration with her responses. One key issue? The lack of direct answers, especially when asked a question as straightforward as, "Are Americans better off now compared to 4 years ago?" It seems like Harris danced around the issue without providing a solid response. Criticism of Harris's communication style. You know, Dana Perino and the panel were quick to point out that Harris struggled with clear communication. Perino suggested Harris wasn't able to separate herself from Joe Biden, meaning she didn't have a message of her own, which left the audience confused. It wasn't just the Fox panel either, even commented on the interview, saying it was unconvincing. In contrast, Trump's ability to deliver straightforward answers, whether you agree with him or not, is something that Harris seems to lack in the eyes of many critics. Policy proposals and their criticism. Now, Harris did try to propose a few solutions: tax cuts, more housing, and economic reforms. Jessica Tarlov, one of the commentators, pointed out that Harris does have ideas that could help millions of Americans. But on the flip side, Jesse Waters and other panel members felt these were more like rehearsed lines than actual concrete plans. Immigration and mass deportations. The conversation also took a brief detour to immigration, with Waters making a bold claim that most Americans support mass deportations. Tarlov disagreed, which brought some tension into the debate. Final thoughts: leadership styles, Trump versus Harris. Ultimately, what this boils down to is a contrast in leadership styles. Trump thrives on decisiveness and his ability to answer questions off the cuff. Harris, meanwhile, is being criticized for relying too much on pre-prepared talking points. So what does this mean moving forward? Well, it's clear that Trump continues to dominate the conversation with his assertiveness, while Harris has some work to do to convince both the media and the public that she's capable of leading. Whether her policy proposals gain traction or not, she'll need to sharpen her communication if she wants to stand out from Biden's shadow. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Harris can turn things around? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.